My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 12, 2023. It is 3:20 a.m. I overslept, so half of the night is already gone and I need to record really quick, and it seems like I might have 2 videos to record, and my husband is working home today. So all right, so 2,968 subscribers, and my revenue still remain around the $356.67. Let's look at the other the analytic. Okay, shows the same thing, whatever we could view here as a form of record. All right, so it seems, you know, my videos are doing okay. They're not great compared to, you know, big YouTubers, but they doing okay. But the revenue stick there. All right, so let's go on Twitter. This is my first tweet. Jeremy Ryan talks on his 6 hours of what he calls a digital lynching of him and his fellow TV pundits. I guess we must be compassionate and show humanity toward him, right? At least he acknowledges the lynching will pass for him, but says it still will affect him. Alright, it's 1 minute and 40 seconds. So I don't know what he did before that. Why is he getting the lynching? But okay.
I think it would be a mistake. We live in a society where and you've been through it this week, where these names are flung into the public space, and actually people's lives are ruined, or at least really put into trouble.
It's bone shaking. I went to Springsteen, so I turn up to see Springsteen wearing a baseball cap because my wife thinks, what, the crowd will turn on me or something? I mean, and that's Nicky Campbell, and it's Rylan, and you know it's other. Lineker got mentioned, and we, you know, Nolan, Norton. You throw all these names, you throw without any evidence at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay. So I think I didn't really talk too much about it. I was just waiting for the name to just pop up. There's a possibility I might have put it on my community board. So I think there's something brewing either on BBC and one of the presenters in the UK. His name or her name has been kept secret. That like a pedophile kind of thing, similar to what is it Schofield had gone through. So something similar like that I think is going on in the UK, but the name of the person is not made public. So people are throwing names out there. So I guess he fell into that category without fully knowing who's that presenter is, who's paying young people for photos. I think that was the idea behind that thing. The presenter is sending money to some minor to show a picture of herself or himself or something like that. And then everybody's just throwing their hat there. I mean, not everybody, but people who's guessing who the presenter might be. So he probably fell under that one of those guest names. All right. So this is what I think they're making reference to. All right.
terrible.
It was appalling, and I think that what was I just found bizarre that when you look at the kind of the accounts of these people, the conclusion they seem to have come to was, oh, it's the BBC presenter that I find annoying. You know, well, that's convenient, isn't it? It just happily would be an outcome.
I had someone tweet, it must be you, you're a cyclist. I mean, literally, someone tweeted that.
Oh, it was all there. I mean, everything,
of it.
even your daughter's picture. I mean, I was
Oh my God.
appalled by that.
But Twitter, as we know, Twitter is the equivalent of where you have a blocked toilet in your house, and when you're looking in trying to work out what's happened, it just explodes sewage at you. That's what.
Well, you guys have used Twitter for that same manner on Megan. This is the thing here. I think this is why she tweeted that, because the UK have used the main social media for this kind of thing to bash on Megan. So it's good that some of you have getting the taste of your own medicine. This is nothing compared to what Megan goes through. She doesn't even bother going on social media because of the vial of stuff that keeps on going. And, I didn't bother really focus on it. But, just because this is what's being talked about, maybe I could have put it on my community board, take screenshot of what people are talking about. But I didn't bother going to it because I was waiting for the person to be named. Alright, even the Kiki Palmer thing that was going on, I didn't even bother sharing with you because I will have to go to the foundation of things to bring you up to date of everything. And then there were some images I didn't even bother wanna share with you because I already know if I left it the way it was being shown, YouTube will block the video, and it's more work for me to block some images, so I just avoid the story completely. Alright, so you guys are getting the taste of your own medicine, what you have inflicted on Megan. This is nothing. This is nothing compared to every single day that I'm seeing that's going on Twitter regarding Megan. My goodness. And this is a woman who don't even come out and say a damn thing.
What Twitter does.
It's just a form of lynching.
It's time for Dino Rod. After you're right. It's a digital lynching.
It's digital lynching, and it's wrong.
Yeah. These things do pass quickly though. So I've seen them happen so many times, and within a month, no one even remembers it. You remember it, but everyone else moves on.
It does.
Okay, so this is pretty much that. Alright, Megan remembers it, but you guys keep on moving on. Not moving on. Well, yeah, moving on to the next lynching on Megan. That's the thing here. But this lady, I think it's her. She usually talk common sense when it comes to some of this stuff. So if she's talking regarding that, but I think that's her. I come across some videos of her where she's pretty much making sense of things. So she's not new to this type of talks. Let me read what's there and then move on. All these years, Jeremy Vine used his show to lynch the Sussexes. 6 whole hours, huh? This man organizes a weekly lynching of a woman who's done absolutely nothing to deserve it. Cry me river. I really don't care. Yeah. He knows nothing about the trauma and consequences of lynching. If anyone else had made that claim, they'd be whacked over the coals. Maybe he should examine the hatred and misogyny he shuns on a daily basis with manufactured outrage by panelists. Curious about why he was stalked. Let me see. I think it was the... No, okay. I thought I would see the answer why they were doing that, but I guessed, okay? I threw my guess and my opinion on this, but I would like to know what was the main reason. So old Jeremy had to deal with 6 hours of digitally lynching, huh? Well, there are 8,760 hours in a calendar year and 52,560 hours in a 6 years time, a period. That's how many hours has been digitally lynched that Jeremy participated in. He needs to take several seats. Amazing that they don't seem to realize they do the exact same thing against Harry and Meghan that he's complaining about. There's a rolling eye. I hope he gets what he royally deserves based on his treatment of Harry and Meghan. Yeah, that's that. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so let me pause this. There's Dr. Shola. Second young person, there's the thing here. Similar to my assumption of what I said on the previous recording. So there's Dr. Shola talking about it. Okay. Second young person accuses the BBC presenter. BBC has seen threatening messages from the presenter to the young person. Only a matter of seconds for presenter's name to be officially leaked, released. Okay, so she retweeted that. Breaking, a separate young person has told BBC News they felt threatened by the BBC presenter at the center of a overpayment for sexually explicit pictures. This is the thing that I was talking about. And I think because they're not saying who the presenter is, so all sort of people's name is being thrown out there thinking this is the person who's, who they are making reference to. One thing that crossed my mind while I'm editing this video is that when you look at this whole situation, the deprive of things in the UK that's going on right now, you see all those people at powerful places who's making tons of money. Meanwhile, the poor people are still scraping at the bottom of the barrel to make ends meet. All right, so what I see is happening here. Hopefully people open their eyes. The powerful is grabbing as much resources, as many wealth as possible to put in their pocket, and then when they need things, okay, this is what they're making the young people do. Okay, you want money? Show me this. I've talked about this in other videos in similar sense, but here those greedy people grabbing and put as many wealth in their pocket while cheating the rest of the country out of it. But when the young people need to survive, to give them money, they have to do this. Okay, expose their body for them, do those kind of unethical kind of things. I don't know. I hope people open their eyes. And then the other thing is what we need to teach our kids to not be, so relying on material stuff. Okay, majority of young people, they want material things. Material things are things that you could live without. Okay, the things you should be focusing on: food, shelter, and clothing. But those old people, okay, glamorizing material things, make kids envy of things, and then when the kids need money, okay, they make them do these kind of things. All right, so take this as a lesson. And this is not the first time I've said it. I've said it in many other form. This is just another branch of it. Okay, let's listen.
New claims have emerged about the BBC presenter, the unnamed BBC presenter. He is facing new claims about a second young person. This is what we know. This has come from the BBC within literally the last few seconds. A young person has told BBC News they felt threatened by the BBC presenter, who is at the centre of a row over payments for sexually explicit photos.
Okay, so that's the idea, okay, behind what I was saying before. So I'm glad I bookmarked this. That pretty much explains what has been going on.
The individual in their early 20s was first contacted anonymously by the male presenter on a dating app. They say they were put under pressure to meet up, but never did. When the young person hinted online they might name the presenter, they were sent abusive, expletive-filled messages. Well, speaking to BBC News, the young person, who has no connection to the person at the centre of the Sun's story about payments for photos, said they had been scared by the power the presenter had. They said that...
And you see also how they're keeping the person's private, but if it was, who, the name would have been out there already. Okay, the UK seems to be harboring, my goodness, those type of people with, pedophile kind of lifestyle. All right, so.
The threats made in the messages had frightened them, and they remain scared. The new allegations of menacing and bullying behaviour by the high-profile presenter raise fresh questions about his conduct. BBC News has contacted the presenter directly and via his lawyer, but has received no response to these latest allegations. So that is the breaking news this afternoon here on Sky News. Fresh claims from a second young person involving the unnamed male BBC presenter. Just to run you through this latest statement again, the information we're getting from the BBC is this person is not known to the young person involved in the original claims made to the BBC and the Sun newspaper. This is entirely a separate set of allegations, and the two complainants are not known to each other. We are hearing a little bit more now, actually.
My goodness.
Okay, more on those fresh claims. After the young person, the presenter, had first connected on the dating app, the conversation moved to other platforms. At this stage, the presenter revealed his identity and told the young person not to tell anyone. Later, the young person alluded online to having contact with a BBC presenter and implied they would name him at some point. The presenter reacted by sending a number of threatening messages, which BBC News has seen. So let's just run you through what we know at this point. A young person has told BBC News that they felt threatened by the BBC presenter at the centre of a row over payment for sexually explicit photos. The individual in their early 20s was first contacted anonymously by the male presenter on a dating app. They said they were put under pressure to meet up, but never did. When the young person hinted online they might name the presenter, they were sent abusive, expletive-filled messages. Speaking to BBC News, the young person, who has no connection to the person at the centre of the Sun story about payment for photos, said they had been scared by the power the presenter held. They said the threats made in the messages had frightened them, and they remain scared. The new allegations of menacing and bullying behaviour by the high-profile presenter raise fresh questions about his conduct. BBC News has contacted the presenter directly and via his lawyers, but has received no response to the latest allegations.
Okay, so pretty much that sums up everything. All right, I completely forgot I bookmarked this because it was early in the day when I saw it and I put it on the list. Okay, thought of it.
New claims have...
Thought of it a bit odd that the first girl backed down all of a sudden. It might be best for everyone involved if we all waited until all evidence emerged. That's all I was waiting for, but I didn't know it was going to go to full detail here. Why are they waiting to tell his name? Okay, I still find it incredibly shady that the mother of the first alleged victim went to the Suns first instead of the police. I wouldn't trust the wag of a newspaper with anything. What the heck? This is still going on? There's the quite a mess, I tell you. BBC should do better. Okay, I'm lost. Why can't this person be named? Yeah, and BBC do their utmost to protect this man's identity. Why are taxpayers still funding them? That's the thing. That's what I was saying. They protect this type of people. Okay, this has just gotten a whole lot worse for that news presenter. I smell blackmail plot. Alright, so there's more. Let's move on. So there's that. This one, someone just responded to it and I was shocked. Okay, what was it? This, I saw it. Okay, there's my comment here like 6 hours ago. Okay, but a few minutes ago someone just responded to my comment. Where is it? Well, it's within there, and I was like, I just said like that, but I wasn't sure. It was just an opinion thing. And then he sent me a response to my comment. I was like, oh shit, wow. And then I said, okay, I'll go through it. You'll see my comment. Okay, a fake queen has never been existed in this present life. Then I guess the monarchy's horrible history since the arrival of Princess Diana and then Princess Meghan, who might have been a beautiful fairy tale, but this woman, and he pointed down to her, but this one right here, along with her friend Rupert Murdoch, are enjoying their game. Okay, I'm gonna read everything. Royal insiders claim Queen Camilla takes pleasure in Sussex missteps. That was July 11, 2023. Queen Camilla allegedly finds satisfaction in Sussex missteps, claim royal insider. According to sources within the palace, Queen Camilla is said to be deriving a sense of schadenfreude from the challenges faced by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Okay, it is reported that the Queen regularly keeps track of news related to the Sussexes through Google Alerts and takes pleasure in any negative press they receive, particularly directed toward Meghan Markle. My God, may God continue to protect this woman, Meghan that is, okay? Because I really don't see how this bothers anybody anywhere, because this woman is minding her own business. Meghan that is, okay? An insider disclosed, quote, every time an unfavorable story about Meghan pops up, she can't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. I mean, I think so. I believe this, because there's some people who take a pleasure of somebody else's pain. But it's sad to see this is the way people, I mean, all these are my opinion, but if this is true, I do believe it in a sense, because there's some people who can't seem to mind their own business. They take pleasure at other people's pain. So maybe it is true. You see people trying to mind their own business. Anybody, any black person who's minding their own business, there's someone who feel like they should not be there. Okay, sources suggest that the Queen expressed specific delight upon hearing about the cancellation of Harry and Meghan's $20 million contract with Spotify, which resulted in a media backlash against the couple. One executive from the streaming service even referred to them as grifters. I know who they're talking about. Camila is hardly able to contain her satisfaction, revealed a palace informant. She is spreading the word. This is the consequences of challenging the House of Windsor. She's not challenging nobody. She's just trying to survive, making money to survive. That's not challenging nobody. Meghan is probably challenging herself to see, okay, I did this. Let's see, let's improve on what I've done before. This is how most athletes usually operate. Okay, or bodybuilders, for instance, they challenge themselves. But these people are into her business, and then this is the thing that they're thinking about. Nobody's challenging anybody, in my humble opinion. This is what normal people do. Okay, they mind their own business and they do things that they are passionate about, that they feel like they could do, and then they do it. Sometimes they're successful at it, sometimes they don't. My goodness, she's not challenging. My God, she's not challenging nobody. But this is crazy people talk, though. What I'm reading here. The insider suggests that the only way to reach a truce will be a public apology from the Sussex. Apologize for what? What did Meghan do? She didn't do a damn thing. The royal family owed her apology for this nonsense. Although they claim this scenario is highly unlikely, it is said that Camilla's stance aligns with that of Prince William, but she appears to derive far more satisfaction from the misstep of the Sussex. What the hell? They need to tell us what, just like Harry said, okay, in the docuseries, they need to tell them what they did wrong so they could apologize. First, they need to point out what did they do, what did the Sussexes do, so they could apologize. If they know they did something wrong, I'm pretty sure Harry and Meghan would be more than happy to apologize and then move on with their lives. But what did they do? They don't know what they did. Okay? The people wanted to be on, to be favorable, to have all the coverage on the paper, so they left the UK for you. So how come you're not on the papers every day? Okay? Whoever's writing those things, whatever's on the paper, talk to them, tell them, put you on the front page. I mean, I know you guys have very good connection on that, but Meghan is not talking. Harry and Meghan are not talking to these people, so it's not their fault who they put on the paper. But the only thing is that they're not putting truthful things about Harry and Meghan on the paper. If it's truthful things, then okay, fine. Okay, tension between Camila and the Sussexes escalated following the release of Prince Harry's memoir. No, that's her own problem. Okay, that's her own problem, because this is their truth. They were telling their truth. So if you have a problem, go tell your own story. Everybody in the royal family have the same opportunity to do the exact same thing that Harry and Meghan did. Okay, this docu-serious type of things is not held for one type of person. For Harry and Meghan, they could do the same thing if they feel like they have a story to tell. But will people watch it? Because they lie so much, who will believe them now? Okay. Tension between Camila and the Sussexes escalated following the release of Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, in which he accused Camila of exploiting the media to enhance her image at his expense. Okay, so if Camila feel like Harry is lying, the court system is open. She could go and call Harry to court. Okay, so people are thinking like this is exclusive. The court is open for everybody. Okay, this is where people go and tell their truth, that whatever misunderstanding that they have, if they cannot solve it themselves. Okay, let's read the comment. There's me here, a mole implanted. Okay, so there's two comments in here. And she said 100% thumbs up. Okay, 6 hours later, he responded, but I just saw it before I started recording. Okay, there's my comment here 30 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, thumbs up. Here's the first move made by Crafty Pierce Morgan. Okay, Mirror editor Pierce Morgan and Jane Kerr sent reporter Ryan Parr to apply for a job as footman for the royal family. He got the job. The Observer 20, November 2003. I was like, what? I just noticed about this. And there's my comment here. Wow. Sometimes I wow myself. I swear, I didn't know about this. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, wow. I'm glad to have shown it to you. Thumbs up. Okay? That's what Sussex Squad is here for. To fight against the UK media misinformation. Yeah. I always said, I think they sent her to, what is it? Someone must have told her how Prince Charles is. Okay, just said things that he wants to hear, make him feels like he's the, the best person in the universe. Okay, so she tells Charles all sort of things that he wants to hear, make him feel important and all of that. And then this is how Charles feel like this should be his wife kind of thing. Okay, and then did what he did to Princess Diana because of this woman. Meanwhile, that woman don't give a shit about Charles. Now that she got that position, she wants to rule everything. My goodness. All right, so that's that. Okay, so there's more comment. Let's get out of mine. Let's feed some more. Sick behavior to enjoy negative things on other people. How she must have enjoyed the negative press on Diana. Yeah, I think so too. But we all know she will be a legitimate queen and a famous homewrecker. Charles manipulated his mother before she died to assist to pay his brother's pedo and descent. And return, Queen Elizabeth II made a public wish to allow Camilla to be queen consort. 100% exactly. Will be history changer if Camilla had never met Charles, but Willie will always be the evil dictator because he got that sense as a little problem child. I mean, if you think about it, maybe that would not have happened if the kind of attack they went on with on Princess Diana. Maybe Princess Diana will have still be with Charles, okay, and then Diana will be alive to teach the William what needs to be taught to him. All right. Then again, at the same time, if Charles never met, never met homewrecker to be in a marriage, maybe it could have been another woman that Charles would have been married to. Because from what I understand, it was Camilla who pointed out to Charles to go after Princess Diana. Because from what I've heard, okay, and read online, and I think I've shared these with you. If I'm aware of it, you must know of it because I must have shared it with you. Because it was Camilla who pointed to Charles to persuade Diana to sort of, how do they call this? Find a way to melt Diana's heart in a way, and then to marry her because they thought, okay, because she was young and experienced, and that they could manipulate her. All right, but little did they know Diana was a fighter inside. Okay, just because you see somebody is very quiet, that doesn't mean they they like that when it comes to protecting themselves. All right, but Diana was a fighter. So this is the thing that blindsided them. They didn't know Diana could do this kind of thing. All right, so perhaps if the first thing is, if Camilla was never in the picture at all, there could have been completely a variety of different women. Okay, maybe it would have not be Diana. It could have been somebody else. Okay, and then things will go on as usual. But they pointed, okay, I think she pointed to Diana, to Charles, that to go after Diana because she was young and they could manipulate her. Okay, and then all of this, now we have what we have now, this kind of thing. But we all know she will be, okay, I read this exactly, will be history changer if Camilla had never met Charles, but Willie will always be the evil dictator because he got that sense as a little problem child, and he had never changed since. Being raised by courtiers, gray men, and vipers since birth reflect who really become now. Okay, so the main thing is if Camila was never in the picture. But if Charles had married Diana without Camila being in the picture, the kids would have changed, all right? Because Diana would have still be alive and be there to raise both boys for who they are. And then, you know, when humans go against the universe reacted, okay? There's that cause and effect. The universe reacted to make things somewhat balanced. As much we probably don't see it. If we pay attention to certain details, we could see how things is the action and reaction kind of thing. So, and then we have what we have now, and then you see the people getting into Harry's business, and then those women he've met and they run away and all of that until bam, there's Megan. Okay, so there's that equilibrium kind of thing. All right, so yeah, I agree. They need a gelatin full stop, the old days way. 100% there's that. She's not a nice person. I think we're all clear on that one. And the king is not nice either. And the other thing too, and I keep on saying this, but I don't have proof of it, is the fact that as soon as the king died, and I truly believe this is where everything really started. Okay, whatever, the man in gray suit or whatever, maybe there wasn't somebody close by to keep an eye, similar to the way the queen probably have gone. Okay, so they got rid of the king, and then knowing that there's this young family who's starting, which is Queen Elizabeth. Okay, and she has a boy that was Charles, and they felt like this would be the perfect time to get started with the direction that those people, the men in gray suit, they want the country to head. All right, they already know the mother would not be in the picture and all of that, so they started raising Charles to be the man that he is now, and then they implanted Camilla to be the one to, you know, be that type of a person that, I mean, it goes far. Okay. And sometimes I think I am right when you look at the way things are. Okay? So they sort of raise Charles to be that kind of a thing where you need to be in the news all the time. Good things need to be said about you. Da 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 da. Meanwhile, when real people think about it, nobody's perfect. There's nobody's perfect. So they want him to be the perfect human being while he's doing shady thing, and then they recording it, saving this information. So when he's out of line, that's Charles, that is. When Charles is out of line, they show it to him and say, look, this is what you're doing. You're supposed to be perfect. And then they put him back in that box again to continue to be that type of a person they want him to be. And then they implanted Camilla and said, Camilla, this is why he is. He wants to hear good things all the time. So go serenade good things to him. Who cares? Whatever you feel like that he will listen to. And that's how all of this nonsense started. Okay, alright, she's not a nice person. Okay, that's that. 100% there. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Oh my god, I'm almost an hour and I haven't even get on my list, and I have a good amount of things, but it's not that much. Okay, so now it's Governor of California, political ambition. But Meghan Markle never said she had or has political ambitions. Why can't he, pointing down here, why can't he, pointing down, just keep his mouth shut? First making his money via Diana's back, now it is via her son, Prince Harry's back. Prince Harry hates him. Okay? Meghan Markle could fulfill political ambition to become governor of California. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could become a power couple. They are a power couple. They don't need to, they just need to say, and everybody, you know, start looking. All right, claims Princess Diana's former butler, Paul Burwell. Oh my God, this, whatever, by Lauren Welch. Okay, so that was July 11, 2023. Oh my God. All right, let's read some of this. Just giving Harry more reason to despise him. Why you always lying? Okay, they really never stop. Too much money in it. This is a baggage for God. All right, the huge baggage for God. They just throw it out there to see if it stick. Shameful. Yes. Has anyone told Megan? Good question. No, there's the clown. All right, so let's move to the next one. So there's a thing that was also going on Twitter yesterday regarding protocol. All right, let me see if I could get to the bottom of it. I have 2, 4, 5 tweets regarding that protocol thing. Translation: the protocol device served us well when we wanted to foster hate against the mixed race Duchess. But she's gone now, and it would be a shame if the same device was used against the people it was designed to uplift. Oh, I think the protocol thing came to President Biden touching Charles' back or something like that. That they claiming that's against protocol or something. I think that's where it started. Okay, so there's Richard Palmer. That was on the July 11, 2023. Stories about royal family members closing their own car doors or getting out before the queens were similarly ridiculous. Perhaps it's time for the term breach of royal protocol to be gracefully retired. I think I have something regarding Omid, who put something like that out. Okay, that it was a made-up thing. Alright, so now that the squad is using their own nonsense on them, now they're saying to stop it. That's what that means here. All right, they're telling the squad, please stop it, but the squad are like, nope, we're not. The squad or something. Okay, I don't know about you, but I plan to use the same protocol playbook these royal fascists use against Meghan to call them out when necessary. Not going to retire something that seems so important to British media and royalists that speak in Trelawney forever. I was cracking seeing that GIF in response to that. Okay, I'll go back into this, but let's read some of this. Wow, so now it's time to get rid of royal protocol. Alright, and it got better. Someone challenged him, and this was his response. The gaslighting is doing. Okay, there's the word here. The gaslighting this is doing. We were all there and saw it happen in real time. Okay, so let's see here. Not at all. There are 13, I think, newspaper and agency royal correspondent on the rota, in addition to a similar number of television and radio reporters and producers. I don't believe any of them ever wrote a story about royal protocol breach. Okay, I hope someone has a file of articles and rotor tweets over the years, because that is one of the things that led us to this hate against Meghan. Protocol made up ones at that. Alright, so there's this. What was that? Okay, the royal family and the UK media weaponized protocol to incite racism and hate. Alright, let's see. It's 1 minute and 5 seconds. It's some music, so you could just read this. Okay. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are in Edinburgh in their first official visit to Scotland. Okay. And Markle has already broken 2 royal rules. Okay. While the loving couple visited local cafe Social Bite on Tuesday. Okay. Cafe employee Alice Thompson reached in for a handshake, but Markle surprised her with a huge hug instead. Okay, I won't know about any of the other royals, but they were much more down to earth than I imagined. When it comes to senior members of the royal family, hugs and kisses with the public are pretty unheard of. Okay, on Wednesday, Markle also broke protocol by whacking a strawberry bag instead of a clutch. What the hell is this? All this were going on? Oh my god. The Queen and Kate Middleton carry clutches or bags with small handles to avoid shaking hands when necessary. Oh God. I know the Queen used to wear gloves, rule breaker or not, the public love Meghan. That went fast. Okay. Oh, so now it's time to move on. Oh my God, those GIF. Okay, so many unserious and dangerous people calling themselves journalists. Witnessing karma like. Alright, that's this. Okay, of course, it's time to retire a protocol that was custom made for Meghan, as can no longer be used against her. Yes, accurate translation. Okay, so let's go into that. Where is it? Is it this? 8. Okay, there's this here. I don't know about you, but I plan to use the same protocol playbook these royal fascists used against Meghan to call them out when necessary. Not going to retire not going to retire something that seems so important to British media and royalists. There's that. Never. There's be laughing at that GIF. Okay, so do I. I forever and ever. Okay, I know that's right. Damn Skippy. Sam, I'll be pointing out all the breaches of protocol forever. Amen to that. Yes, keep using the playbook and calling them out. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. I'm telling you, the squad, they don't play. You said Megan break protocol. Now you breaking protocol. We're gonna call you out on it. Alright, so so that's a GIF. So it's not a video, it's just a GIF. Another invented royal protocol was this by Below. Was this by this guy below. Okay, royals don't guest edit magazine. What do you think of Meghan Markle guest editing Vogue? Then Bhutan Lorraine. So that's the real with the sound. They turn it into a GIF, but that's the real video here. Oh dear, has anyone informed Dan Wootton he won't be happy about this? That's it.
Royals don't guest edit magazines. Celebrities guest edit magazines.
Oh
Do you get me? Royal.
Oh my god, these people are crazy. Sad little man looked like he was about to combust. It's not that serious. Okay, a country life for him. Prince Charles guest edit magazine to mark his 66th birthday, and his star writer as Alan Titchmarsh. Okay, so there's that guest editing kind of thing. Okay, exactly. Kate, Camila, and have all done it. My God, they think people will not look back. They just throw things out there and then they forget about it. I remember when I first thought of this. It was at the beginning of me starting writing, do podcasts about the Sussexes, and then I was like, the thing that I was seeing, it's like they have a file cabinet full of headlines. When they need to write something or the royals did something, they already have the headlines prepared. All they need to do is change names and then go in their file cabinet, pick one that matches whatever is going on and change the name and then put it out there. It seems like this is what has been going on. My goodness. Yeah, there's that. Charles has done it more than once. Kate has two, then Camilla had a go at doing whilst waiting to be crowned queen. Wootton memory doesn't work very well at all. Recollection may vary. There's that. He's a fraud. Okay, none of them had the talent before Meghan. Kate will need 3 ghostwriters. Yes, because he prefers the King Henry VIII protocol rules. Okay, there's that. The British media just relished bitching on Duchess of Sussex. She was too good for them, and they couldn't bear it. Bright, beautiful, intelligent, articulate, caring, focused, and excelling at what they consider to be their area of expertise. Dang. Okay, I just ignore anything that comes out of his or his pal Lorraine mouth. That was something I was thinking while I was reading this. A British media just relished bitching. Okay, I was thinking of something that I forgot to mention on my last podcast, and I forgot again. Okay, there's that. It's not fair. They promised I could guest edit Vogue, and then they gave it to her. Oh, the thing that I was thinking, I didn't mention on my last podcast, or maybe I did, is that the Queen, okay, did everything that she could to pass on the position to Charles as best as she could. Whether or not we like the Queen or whatever, but her main goal was to, whatever the speech that she said when she was in South Africa, I promise to you all, whatever she said on that speech, okay, is that she gave Meghan, she welcomed Meghan, the Queen. Whether or not she liked black people or not, I don't know, but Meghan, she opened her heart or whatever, her business face or her two-face, whatever you want to call it, okay, to make sure the Commonwealth stays within the institution, okay. So that's by welcoming Meghan, and did what was necessary for the monarchy to exist. But what Charles is doing here is burning the bridges, that everything that the Queen have done to maintain the Commonwealth and all of that, he's burning it down, okay, with all of those kind of behavior kind of thing that he's doing, okay, along with his current wife right now, okay. But the Queen did what was necessary for the country, okay, for the country. That's what she did. Personally, deep down, whether or not she likes Meghan, I do not know. But for the country, she did what she did to open the door for Meghan because of the country's sake. Whatever she had said in that particular speech in South Africa, okay, I think it was in South Africa she did. Okay, I promise to you all, I will serve you, give you my whole life, whatever. I don't know the speech. Okay, if I think I will put part of it.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
So you know what I'm talking about, what I'm making reference to. Okay, so she kept her words till her dying day. She kept her words. Because of the country, she did what she did to open the door for Meghan and all of that. But the son, okay, remember what I've said before. Once the king died, the queen's father passed away, the men in gray suit took over. Okay, and then they trained Charles to be who he is. Meanwhile, the queen was doing what was necessary for the country. All right, but yeah, so that's that. Let me read what's there and then move on. Okay, I just ignore anything that comes out of his or his pal Lorraine's mouth. Okay, it is not fair. They promised I could guest edit Vogue and then they gave it to her. I will make her pay for this. I will slag her off on my show till I get asked to do it again. Okay, who said that? That was unquote. I don't know who said that. Another shenanigan from Little Sad Men. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. I think after I finish with this, I'll do another video because the other one is completely different topic with the Sussexes. Okay, so there's Omid regarding the protocol thing. For the most part, royal protocol is tabloid invention created for cheap clickbait and weaponizing against anyone they don't like. The only ones who gain from this nonsense are the dying news brand and washed up commentators in desperate need of traffic or follows. Okay, I think this is the thing that I put on my community board for you guys. Okay, like eating avocados or helping women who were in a tragedy fire create a cookbook and call them terrorists. But if the other one did it, base Omid for the win again. Well said, Omid. There's a clap. And they use it against Meghan a lot. For example, they call Meghan vulgar for wearing a one-shoulder dress, yet that woman from KP wore the same dress, and the same people that call Meghan vulgar praise that woman for wearing the same thing. It's just exposing themselves. Okay, the thing that is happening here, it seems like it's just exposure. All right, this is the nonsense that's going on. Okay, so whoever was in the blind will see it. Okay, exactly. Omid, preach. Alright, ridiculous, childish, hateful, and pathetic people. The UK media, with the help of the royal family, used protocol to incite hate against Meghan. We were told that wearing pants and black clothes was breaking protocol. Even this not. Oh my god, that's back in 2020. I'm not a royalist. I'm not actually necessarily a fan of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but one thing I can see is clearly inconsistent treatment of Meghan for identical behavior as Kate, which raises the question as to the reason for the difference. There's a thread of that. Okay, so this person tell you, look, this nonsense that they're saying, my goodness, I'm not even any of their fan, but wow, the BS. So that's a thread. I'm not even gonna go in it. It's probably long. Yeah, they lost me when they started talking about black nail polish. I mean, the nonsense was so much, and I think it's that freaking protocol that got me into looking deeper into the royal family, because every time I look at the headline, it's about Meghan, it's negative. Okay, like I've said in other videos, maybe the first one. Not even the first three. The first two I probably just brush off, but the third and the fourth got me thinking to say, wait a second, how could this be? Okay, the woman just married into the royal family. Every headline is negative, but she's been in the public eye for that long, but never hear a damn thing. That's what got me going. Okay, so I never follow. There's a lot of celebrities I don't follow. I will know a little bit here or there about them, and then I move on with my life. That was the same thing with Meghan. Okay, I didn't even know she had TIG. I didn't even know she does things for charities. I didn't follow her, but I know she existed. She does movies and here and there. That was about it. But when she married into the royal family. I was like, oh, I'm happy for my sister. And every now and then I peek in meaning that the headlines. I look in, see what they're writing about her. But each time I peek in is negativity. Nothing positive about her. And knowing for a black woman at that level, there is absolutely no way, okay, she will be doing that kind of thing. Okay, African American have a very great way of respecting people, despite the nonsense you be hearing on TV. Alright, I'm not saying it's every African American, okay, but a person at that level, there is absolutely no way. Okay, their parents show them respect, how to behave. There is absolutely no way. Okay, so this is the thing that got in my head, and I wanted to look deeper. Okay, and then I was right, and then see all those BS that's coming out of this bottom feeder of a place. Okay, thanks so much for clearing that up for me. It's crazy. You're one of the best women. I hope you stay that way, honest. Okay, so that's that. There's more comment, but let's move on. Another protocol tweet here, and then I'll do a prayer and then do another video. Okay, palace officials are now trying to do away with their so-called breach of royal protocol, which they themselves invented. They're disowning Angela Levine, Camila Tomney, and apartheid Barbie types who go on TV talk about royal protocol. How will they cope? There's the laugh. Palace officials have gently ridiculed the idea that somehow it is a breach of royal protocol for a visit US president to touch the back of the British monarch. They have done so about most royal protocol stories for years, regarding the term as meaningless and laughable. Yeah. Okay, save this. There's that. Britain is in desperate need of a trade deal with the US. Insulting a US president is not so smart. I said this on another thing too. It could have been on one of the videos that I recorded yesterday, and I was like, they should be lucky, okay, that President Biden gave Charles that few seconds of his time, because the way after the Brexit, you're no longer part of our ideal kind of things. Okay, you people in the Brits vote for Brexit. Okay, meanwhile us American, when Trump was in office, he was leading the same direction as the way as the UK was, and I was showing on many of my podcasts the parallel that's going on. But the difference is, once 2020 come, the people, okay, stood their ground and said, no, we're not going in that direction, despite the fact that all mainstream media was saying otherwise, okay, in the US. Okay, you know how negativity, the same thing that be going in the UK is going on in the US too. Okay, inciting hate and do all of this, it's going on here too. But people with well-minded, no, I don't want to live in fear, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, so they stood their ground and go online despite the COVID. Okay, I even showed you in one of my podcasts, I'm gonna do early voting, and when I did, and I took some pictures and show you I did early voting. I'm not gonna let the pandemic stop me. I had to go voting. Every single day you wake up, you fear of some nonsense. The fear is still there, because that opened the gate for all the nonsense that was in people's mind, and some people who didn't even know they had it, all of a sudden expressing their hate. Okay, so we need to keep on pushing to make this thing stop. And I think more people I think are opening their eyes to say, oh, this is the way it's going. I don't think so. And we see some tactic that is being used already, and I hope people pay attention for the person, okay, not the not the party, the person, how they have voted in the past and how they've been, what they are saying to you now, because you could see where they could do that switch bait on you. All right, they claim they're Democrat, and in fact they're not that, so they could get your vote. So pay attention, and then something should be put in place when somebody claim this is what they're running for, and once they get elected and then they change their tune, okay, they change party, something should be done about that. Alright, I went off a little bit. Funny how palace officials could rebuke this so quickly, but they had nothing to say when Meghan was being excoriated around the clock over a non-existent protocol. Okay, this is the only royal protocol I follow. what's that? Okay, I don't know what that means. There's this. Okay, so why did these people go off on Meghan when she shut her own car door, wear off the shoulder black dress with black nails, name her daughter Little Bet, file a lawsuit against the Mail on Sunday? Oh, that was against protocol? No, they invade her privacy, so she had to do what she needed to do. Skip the coronation? That too? Oh, please. Yeah, the only thing that's laughable is your weak racist king. Agree to the nonsense. I think with the current state of the institution, we can say with 100% certainty that the royal protocol standard and tradition are no longer valid. The squad is gonna be using it because you ran off with it. You ran on your rooftop saying Meghan broke protocol until she had to leave the damn country. So we're gonna use the damn protocol on you. So this I've also shared on community board with you. Alright, so that's my last one. Protocols are made to be broken. One of three. Prince Philip breaking protocol for his American BFF. May his soul rest in peace. And this is the thing here. Alright, the previous monarch was trying to do its best to leave the institution in good faith for Charles, but Charles is burning it down. He had all the opportunity to make things right, but he kept his mouth shut and let things happen. Okay, so let's read here. Prince Philip terrified President Obama's security with bold demand they can't refuse. The late Duke of Edinburgh was clearly intent on driving his high-profile guest to lunch himself when they arrived at Windsor Castle, even if it did terrify the security detail. Rebecca Russell's, that was, that's this year, 2022, March to 2023. The royal family is a global institution, and everyone from the king to the Princess of Wales is expected to follow protocol, but exceptions can and have been made. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, was renowned for his no-nonsense approach to royal duties. While there are countless of examples to choose from, one story from 2016 highlights this attitude. Okay, the Duke of Edinburgh, 94, turned chauffeur when he ferried the U.S. President and First Lady to lunch at Windsor Castle. As Barack and Michelle Obama touched down in the castle ground in their helicopter, Marine One, waiting to greet. Marine One is I brought this in one of my podcasts before, where whenever the current, only for the current president, okay, and the government airline, okay, airplane, they calls, I think, Air Force One, whatever, the helicopter, they call it whatever it is, One, and then the beast, okay, when the current president is in it, it's whatever it is, One, okay, and then if it's somebody else, it's no longer have that kind of thing, okay, it requires that full focus, protection, and all of that, okay. So this is what they're talking about. When the president was sitting with the queen, they don't know how safe it was. Remember, this is our leader of the country. We need to protect it to keep the country together. And then if something were to happen, you have the vice president and so on and so forth. Okay, but the current, they must protect it. As Barack and Michelle Obama touched down in the castle ground and the helicopter Marine One, okay, so the helicopter is called Marine One, waiting to greet them, was the queen wearing a floral headscarf to protect against the chill wind, and her husband Philip in a casual raincoat. After greeting the Obamas with a firm handshake, Philip gestured them toward the waiting Range Rover before clambering into the driving seat. The president hopped in the front with him, while the queen and first lady sat in the back. All this, okay, is just a good gesture. Whether or not deep down they truly feel about black people, that went out the window. But for the country itself, this was a show. That's all it was. Okay, so to show good alliance, Michelle and President Obama, they play along. Okay, this is what some people do for good alliance. Meanwhile, the security was like popping. They're like, oh my God, what if something happened while they and at their present, what they gonna do? Alright, this kind of thing. Okay, Marine One had landed on the golf course of a estate next to the castle walls, so the drive was only about something yard. Okay, I don't know, it course out, I don't know. Let's go to the next one. It's the only time in the entire Obama presidency when the couple were driven by someone other than the White House agent. They were driven by Prince Philip with the Queen in the back with Michelle. Okay, so they could let their guard down slightly because these are the two heads of each of the countries. Okay, the Duke of Edinburgh drove the couple to lunch. Okay, the plan was to fly by helicopter from the U.S. ambassador's residence in London to Windsor Castle, one of the Queen's residences. From there, Prince Philip and the Queen were going to meet them on the estate, and then Philip will drive them all back to Buckingham Palace. This event was significant not just because of the passenger of the car, but because this will have been one of the only time the Obamas drove without Secret Service agent. As such, the journey was planned to the finest of detail. Okay, there's this here. It's too small. Let's go to the next one. Protocol. What protocol? Oh, that rubbish. The words of Her Majesty the Queen. May she rest in peace. All right, so there's two. The Queen, sensing Michelle's confusion about the situation, assured her that it's fine to break the rules. Quote, did they give you some rule about this? The Queen asked Michelle, dismissing the fuss with the wave of her hand. That's rubbish. Sit wherever you want, she told the then First Lady. That's not the only time the Queen has chosen to ignore protocol. She has broken quite a lot of rules throughout her reign. She's the head of the she said whatever she want. Okay, the Queen was surprisingly casual with the Obamas and the Queen. All right, so there's that. And there's Michelle and President Obama returned the same thing. Be very nice and respectful. Okay, it was breaking protocol for the US too. I know Sussex Squad was like, and that's because they knew his driving history, honey. I know. I remember this was a couple of years before his car crash. Oh my God. Oh my God. God was with them that day. I remember this was a couple of years before his car crash though. He was still shocked mentally, but yeah, it was terror all around. So there's this. I read that already. So she took that. The protocol just like air. No one can see it. The British media makes the protocol. There's one comment here. Apparently that was the one that was advertised, and there were some manuscript before the vision issue. Just saying what I heard. All right, so that's that. I have more, but I'm gonna put it on video too. There to receive it. So there's this again. Did I put it twice or is it something else? Let's see here. I had something similar to that on video 1. Okay, they are literally asking if the Americans talk to the French in the same special way that they do with the English. Okay, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So I guess it's a different discussion. Okay, a different discussion, because I have a video similar to this on video 1.
We are a nuclear power, so is France. And one of the things is America is talking to France in exactly the same way as it's talking to us. And that's what we can't bear. We want to be so special all the time.
We do. Well, I think it's a shared language. It's all the shared whatever, you know. Christine in the West Midlands, hi.
What?
Hello, Jeremy. Hello, panel.
So what do you think that Biden is anti-British?
What?
I don't think that Biden is anti-British as in the people, because let's face it, the UK is a multicultural society. I think that with Biden, he got Irish, French and English ancestry. Obviously the Irish played a great part in his upbringing. He was told a lot of stories. He's probably, like most of us, seen lots of documentaries on Irish history in the past. And I think it's more deep-rooted. I think it's an absolute personal thing for him.
What?
So I think when he was with King Charles and he saw the troops and everything, he may have had a reflection about the Irish history at that moment in time. So I don't think he's anti UK people.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So you're telling me that any decision that President Biden were to make is based on his background, his Irish or French kind of thing? It's not about the substance or how it will deal with his country, how it will benefit his country? So it has to go in that kind of... if Trump was there, then that would be a different discussion. This will fit into the Trump thing. But for the Biden administration, I don't think so. They dealing with what you present them. Does it make sense to them? Okay. Will it benefit the U.S.? How will it benefit the U.S.? It's not about this. Oh my God. Wow. Maybe this is the way the UK works, because based on level of social class and all of this, but it should not be that way. And I don't think this is the way any president, any US president function, based on their background or where their ancestors came from. No, does your country's way of doing whatever it is that they discuss, okay? How will it benefit my country? This is the thing here. How will your decision benefit my country if I make that particular decision? So, but let's finish this thing.
I think it's a personal thing.
Yeah, and also
No.
it's always, I think with him, it is always done with a smile, isn't it? He's not, he's always,
Yeah.
when he jokes about, I'm not talking about BBC, I'm Irish. It's always a
Exactly.
bit of a joke. The black and tans thing was...
I mean, you say that. I think the comment about the orange issue was particularly poorly thought through. And, you know, there was also the comment he made through in terms of the winter framework that he had to write so the British don't mess it up. I just think on a pure, if we're talking about the current age, diplomatically, some of the stuff he's doing is not constructive.
Yeah.
What?
But he's right
About what?
about the
British.
agreement.
But I thought that was generally celebrated to be a positive step.
Yeah, but I
forward.
think, America's just as thin-skinned, of course. You can't criticize America without somebody saying you're anti-American. Can't we just, Anglo-Saxon countries, can't we just criticize, but also, be realistic and grown up about it?
Christine, thank you. Somebody told me that they were involved in some planning for an event that Trump was doing in Tokyo, and he was going to be at a sumo wrestling thing.
Oh my God, what kind of BS is this? Political things. I mean, if it doesn't match President Biden's goal, I mean, how is Brexit going for you guys in the UK? How is it going to benefit the country? Okay, not individual. I know Brexit is benefiting certain group of people, but the country as a whole, how is it Brexit benefiting you as a country? So when President Biden is making deal, outside of the country for, with other countries for the US, he has to think of the country as a whole. Okay, whether the person voted for him, the MAGAs, the white, the black, the Hispanic, the Asian, you name it. Okay, he has to think of it as a whole, not by this. Oh my God. But anyway, let me read some of the comment and move on. I feel like the UK is feeling isolated after Brexit and needs assurance. Okay, 3 US presidents since Brexit and still no trade deal. This is the thing. You choose to exit out of something that we used to support. So why will we leave what we support just because you decided to remove yourself? What kind of thing is that? Then the French help Americans to get rid of the Brits. Is that exactly? The British are definitely anti-American, and if the American were unaware of it, the media laid it bare for us to see. Thank you. Okay, like I said in some of my videos, the Brits never left the US. Okay, when you look at what's that foundation who's trying to look at Harry's flight, this kind of thing, something foundation. Okay, so this is where they cemented themselves here to be part of the political talks, to see what's going on and to influence, to bring their interest into the political thing. They never liked us. Okay, they put the face, they good at putting the facade for us, but deep down they're not. When you look at during the January 6th thing, there were some issues that was going on. Some people were uploading stuff into the thing. I'll put the screenshot, okay, that were around Buckingham Palace. Who was doing those kind of thing? Okay. The British are definitely anti-American, and if Americans were unaware of it, the British media laid bare for us to see and hear over the last few years. America doesn't need the British for anything. Now that you Brexit, not many have much use for the UK. Alright, so that's that. The British seem to suffer from low self-esteem. What I love about the French is them not giving a crap if they are like or dislike. That's it. There's a lot of things going on in France. The other day I saw a video someone recorded, besides the glamorous part. I mean, it's every country, not just in France. And then, when they advertising for people to come and visit France, they show you all the beautiful part. But when you go outside of those beautiful parts, you see all those graffiti, the garbage, and all of that. So I didn't even bother bookmark it. It seems to me that many of these commentators believe that America should behave like they are part of the Commonwealth when we are not. We are a republic. When it comes to trade, we'll protect our interests like the UK will protect theirs. That's it. That's it. So just because you Brexit yourself out of something we used to be, have common interest, and then you expect the US to just follow it, believe me, when Trump was in office, this is exactly what Trump was gonna do. Okay? The people vote full force and say, no, we don't want this BS. Okay? You see, every time they talk about Biden, they're saying Biden is doing a terrible job. Okay? So if you're listening to them, you will think so, but you need to look at yourself. How is your life is now compared to when Trump was in office? My goodness, every day you get up, you fear of some BS, some nonsense, putting some nonsense on television. All right? So, well, he did unleash the hate within people, but we should get to the bottom of it sooner or later. Right? The British are the junior partner and the special relationship. They seem to have a hard time accepting that. Okay, I see why they resort to Meghan as their main talking point, because they have no topics. And the thing is that you would think they will learn. This is where Meghan could have helped them right there. Okay, if they had treated Meghan right. Just respect, basic respect. We're not going out of your way to do nice thing or no, just human level respect. If they had done that, guess what? Not only the squad will support them, you will see many Americans will want to do business with them. But you're treating the only one who married into the institution. You're treating them like, you treated her like crap, and then you had to chase her out of the country, and you expect us to bow down to you? What the F? Oh my God, they are definitely a baggage for God. Okay, how about dedicating time to the financial crisis or failure of Brexit? They will talk about anything to distract from Brexit failures. They are also speculating on what a man thinks. Yeah, that's it. Or might think based on photo, not his writing words, not his action, etc. UK media appears bonkers. UK media has really told on themselves the last few years. It's like petty high school drama. Yep. US media is not perfect, but I don't see this ridiculousness except on Fox News. I never realized the mindset of some Brits. They pretty much expose themselves. Trying to take Meghan down, they pretty much expose themselves. Okay, this is so desperate. I think they are very bitter. Remember how huffy they got when the Dubia referred to Mexico as our most important relationship. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Okay, wait until they hear about an English and French speaking country called Canada. What happens to the special relationship then? There's that. The French fought with America against the UK. I say they have a better relationship. And the other thing we have to take into consideration, I mean, the US don't blabber their mouth out open to let people know what they know. Okay, let's not forget all those deals that the monarch keep on going to the Middle East doing business, the Bin Laden thing, the cash that they were receiving. I mean, they have their eyes and ears open on them too. So let's not forget that. The backstabbing that could potentially be happening. So when people are making deals, they have to think of all those little details that's already out in the open. Okay, it's not a secret. We know the reporters in the UK, the good reporters, report about that. So which means the US knows about it. And let's not forget 9/11. What happened to 9/11? So all of these things, all those trips they keep on making in the Middle East. You see Boris Johnson going over there. Okay, I'm not into all of this. Never held a position into that. But I would assume anybody who's represent a country put all this into consideration. Okay, so Charles like to play all parts. Okay, and then on the facade pretend he's the nicest person, but it's truly a big backstabber. Money talk for these people. That's all they're good for. And then at the same time, you would think some of the trade deal that will benefit the country as a whole, okay, they will do. But in fact, they're talking for their pocket. All right, so America better open their eyes and make sure whoever they're voting for, okay, now people should be fully aware. It's no secret anymore. All right, it's not like back in the 70s, especially the 80s, I would say, 80s, 90s, where you don't know. There's social media. People are talking. The mainstream media are doing the same thing that the UK media is doing to the people. You know, don't talk about real deep issues. But there's social media, independent journalists who's talking about things, making you aware what is happening. Okay, so you don't need to rely only on mainstream media. You could still watch them, see what else they're talking about, but be aware of other things that's happening, so you can make proper decision. It's not black and white. They always make it seem like it's black and white, but it's not black and white.
So that I may talk, squirrel.
Okay? They threw the cancer of our society to blind you, to bring your anger. But it's truly, for those who are in control, who are in power, it's not black and white. They throw it out there to blindside you, to distract you, like the squirrel kind of thing.
You desired squirrel!
But everybody's looking out for their pocket. So if you want to look out for your pocket, if you want to deal with black and white, that's your issue. But make sure you listen and pay attention. Who's running for certain office, how their views gonna reflect your pocket. All right? Okay, the UK does not take rejection well. We all got a special relationship because of the shared language, yeah, because diplomats here in France don't speak English, sure. Who remember the whole, we wrote it in English so that you understand Brexit thingy. There's the laugh. Well, the French did help us when independence from British, so. Let's not forget as well, okay, I know they don't want to put this in our history, but Haiti did a good part as well. If you look into it, Haiti did a good part in helping the South and many parts of the US, okay, to fight. Alright, next tweet. They all are baggage for God. Alright, so I saw this while I was waiting for the computer to do something after my last recording. That's regarding protocol. When there are pictures like this, you know they have to release a statement to correct the protocol rubbish they've been crying about. The elected one is the king. See how easy it is to correct nonsense when it makes them look bad. Okay, so there's this here. My goodness. Look at Charles. I mean, I know this is an image, but Charles' head is down. And when you look at, for instance, the Netherlands king, when he's walking, he walks straight, his head, you know, you see that confident in him. Okay, the Netherlands king. Since that, the Invictus, okay, I don't even know who they were, but since the Invictus Netherlands, when I see him, he always have his head upright and straight. You could see the confidence in him. Not in Charles. Not in Charles at all. My goodness. You would have thought that this is the king here. Look at Biden, straight and smiling and everything, but Charles head down. Okay, why is he looking down? No confidence. 3 hours ago, he's standing beside the king and a better man, better father, better husband. Okay, LOL. There's me here. You see, 21 minutes ago, Charles has no self-confidence next to the US president, it seems. Why his head is down though? Something is wrong with his shoelace. Okay, he is definitely shrinking. He now hides his hands. Yes, there is a level of insecurity on display. Yep, I think so too. especially all the nonsense that happened. His wife said nonsense about him, and the thing that they did to push Harry and Meghan out. All of this is made. I hope all of this eat them alive, because they love to inflict pain onto people. All right, so that's it. That's regarding the Emmy. All right, let me show you what I will have next for you. Okay, before I wind down. Okay, so there's this here. The 2023 HCA TV Award nominees for Best Streaming Non-Fiction Series are Harry and Meghan, Prehistoric Planet 2, Rainn Wilson and the Geography of Bliss, Renovation, The 1619 Project, The Reluctant Travelers with Eugene Levy. Okay, so in other words, the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan docuseries is nominated. So that's where I will start. Okay, so let's do a prayer for this video. Prayer for, let's do thanks, since I end up with that, and thanks and well wish. That's it. Prayer for thanks and well wishes. Okay, hopefully they win. That's what I mean by that. All right, so if they don't win, that's fine too, because nobody expected them to be well, a lot of people watch it, so it'll be a surprise. All right, let's see here. What's the best prayer for thankfulness? Lord, teach me to offer you a heart of thanksgiving and praise in all my daily experiences of life. Teach me to be joyful always, to pray. Okay, let's change it slightly. Let's say prayer for thanks and guidance. Let's do guidance. Okay, well wisher might shift the prayer. So guidance. Okay, so there's that. Thank you, God, for the life you have blessed me with. Thank you for the opportunities that I have been given and for the strength to make the most of them. That's for sure. Thank you for guiding me through difficult times and for giving me the courage to face whatever comes my way. That's definitely that. Okay, so let's leave it as that. Lately, I think I'm just gonna keep this little prayers as the prayer. Okay, instead of looking for images. Okay, so that's it. All right, so this one of the videos I finished edit yesterday, so it will do July 14. I'm stacking up for you guys, so I could have couple videos ahead of time, so that way when I go on vacation I have some stuff ready for you. All right, so far I have 3 videos, 1 for today and then 2 already, so I'm gonna stack up. All right, again, that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support me, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Patreon will be opening soon. Okay, I was supposed to touch it, go in it yesterday to do some tweak, but I was so caught up with editing and I had the computer all to myself, so I was trying to do the most that I could, because today I don't have it. Planning to take my son out, because yesterday he wasn't in the mood to go out. I was more than happy. I offer, he didn't want to. So all right, let me stop the recording and start the next one. Okay, so that's it. Thanks.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.